known as a kampong
Malay
house.
Garden.
There are many food plants here used by the Malays, such as pandan and the breadfruit trees on your right.
Pandan.
Check out the mighty super trees on the left. You will see the 22-meter high OCBC skyway suspended from the taller super trees. This aerial walkway offers a panoramic view of Bay South and the surrounding Marina Bay area. Vertical gardens of epiphytes and flowering climbers adorn the trunks of the super trees. At night, special light and sound effects turn the super tree grove into a spectacle not to be missed. The last of the heritage gardens is a horticultural representation of Singapore's colonial past. The frangipani, with its white flowers, were chosen to match the black and white houses of early British planters in Singapore. Important cash crops we brought in the 1800s are featured here. To the right are the Brazilian rubber trees and the African oil palm. You are now leaving the Heritage Gardens, one of the two themed gardens at Bay South. We hope you have enjoyed learning about Singapore's culture and heritage through the plants you have just seen. You are approaching a stupendous white baby sculpture called Planet by British artist Mark Quinn. The sculpture's surroundings reflect the white It is the most significant of the mini sculptures around the gardens, which include water buffaloes, horses, and dragonflies. You are now making your way into the meadow, a living green space in the heart of the new downtown. This is the largest gardens event venue in Singapore, able to accommodate 15,000 people. For better acoustics, you will notice that the concert space is shaped like a bowl. On days when there are no concerts, the meadow is a wide open space in the middle of the city for friends and family to come together, run around, or have a picnic. On the right is the Dragonfly Lake, part of the sustainable water system of the gardens. Rainwater runoff is cleaned by filter beds of semi-aquatic plants to your right. The water collected in the lakes is then used for irrigating all the plants around the garden. After the rain, the water is also returned to the marina reservoir, cleaner than when it first fell. Look to the right and you will see a grove of kaya trees. These have stood here even before the construction of Bay South. The old trees have been retained for their nostalgic value and to provide shade for the meadow. Singapore's location on the equator bestows upon it perpetual summer and high rainfall, and rich flora and fauna. These are the threads that have been woven to create a city in a garden. Gardens by the Bay epitomizes this vision through community event spaces such as the meadow and the living vertical garden that is the Super Tree Grove up ahead. Super Tree Grove serves an audio-visual treat, the Garden Rest, a spectacular light and sound show that will captivate your senses. The garden's open grounds, such as the circular lawn to your right,
Tree
are
house.
perfect for a picnic. This area is shaded by a grove of green trees, such as the ones which have been grown here for the construction of the gardens. Look out to your left and you will notice a giant raised structure. This holds the World of Plants Gardens, which you will visit later. Bay South is built on reclaimed land which is flat.
Tree
These
house.
raised gardens give variety to the landscape at different levels where visitors can explore the gardens. Coming up to the left are two giant fish tanks built right into the wall. Each tank contains large ornamental fishes, reflecting the popular hobby of aquarium keeping in Singapore. The main residents are the carnivorous arrowwine, which are native to the tropics. These long-lived fish are known for their fierce nature and reputed to bring good luck to their owners. Observe the palm trees coming up ahead, and you will spot something strange. Most palms have a single trunk, but instead these mutated trees have two trunks, rarities in the plant world. You are now heading to the world of plants.
That one.
Try to imagine a world without plants. It's impossible. Without plants, there would be no life on the planet. 6 gardens in the world of plants ahead of us focus on the role of plants in our ecosystem. Do you know which were the first plants that colonized the surface of the earth? In the Discovery Garden, you will learn how plant life began. Ferns and mosses were the first plants that appeared on land 500 million years ago. You are now in Bay South Garden, home of the spectacular super trees, bird conservatory, and much more. Towering in front is one of two cool conservatories, the Cloud Forest. This cool, moist conservatory is 65 meters tall and home to one of Singapore's tallest indoor waterfalls. Look through its glass shell and you will notice elevated walkways winding round the man-made mountain inside. They are covered in mist every 2 hours, replicating the cool, moist climate of tropical high-elevation areas such as Mount Kinabalu. This controlled climate is perfect for growing unique plants on the man-made mountain. Approaching on your right is the Sun Pavilion. It houses a rich collection of cacti, the most recognizable plant family in the desert. Up ahead is the Far East Organization Children's Garden, covering 1 hectare of undulating terrain. The nature-themed play area features a toddler's play zone, rainforest tree houses, and a water play experience. The Children's Garden is designed to inspire children of all ages to foster an affinity for nature, together with their families. You are now entering the Waterfront Walk, which connects Bay South to Bay East via Marina Barrage behind you. Across Marina Reservoir, you will see Bay East, the second of 3 gardens of Gardens by the Bay. Bay East is open 24 hours daily, offering a superb view of the city skyline along its waterfront promenade. Back here at Bay South, proudly fronting the Marina Reservoir, are its 2-star attractions, the Cloud Forest to your left and the Flower Dome up ahead. Marvels of architecture, their design is dictated by light. Look into the conservatories and you will see no pillars inside, as these cast shadows which limit plant growth. Instead, a grid shell is anchored by rows of external arches. This structure allows sunlight in any time of the day, which promotes plant photosynthesis. The giant grid shell supports thousands of glass panels. These panels are treated to maximize sunlight penetration while keeping the heat out. To your left, the flower dome features plants from the five continents of the world, bringing you into the cool, dry climate of the Mediterranean and semi-arid subtropical regions. The air inside is specially cooled and desiccated to match the climate these plants are native to, allowing them to thrive and burst into color. Some of the trees in the flower dome are remarkable specimens of nature, like the giant baobabs, also called overturned trees. The Mediterranean olive trees have survived a remarkably long passage of time. They are estimated to be about 1,000 years old. Way South is filled with gastronomic delights, and there are F&B outlets throughout the gardens. One fine dining option is Marguerite, to your left, serving contemporary cuisine in a garden setting. The garden, coming up ahead on your right. This rentable event space is named after the silvery colored plants growing on and around its three super trees. Look left into the distance ahead and you will notice another three super trees. Can you see a spout on top of one of them? Super trees have many functions, one of which is to expel hot air from the conservatories. We will visit more of them at the Super Tree Grove later on our tour. Catch a glimpse of the Dragonfly Lake on the right. There is a 440-meter boardwalk beside to stroll or jog along. The Marina Reservoir and two lakes surround Bay South, providing irrigation for plants and a cool respite for visitors. The reed bed to your right acts as a natural eco-filter to cleanse water from rain runoff. The reeds help improve the lake's water quality by absorbing excess nitrogen and phosphorus. You are now entering the Heritage Gardens, which showcases the plants that occupy a special place in the history and culture of Singapore's main ethnic groups. Welcome to the Indian Garden. Can you spot the national tree of India here? It's right in the middle of the Indian Garden, the Banyan Tree, also called the Bengal fig. With its tangle of roots and branches, the banyan symbolizes eternal life for Hindus. Plants, and especially trees, have huge cultural and
Banyan
religious
Tree.
significance for the Indians. In front of you, a circular opening in the wall welcomes you into the Chinese garden. This is called a moon gate, a feature found in traditional Chinese gardens and represents a full moon. For the Chinese, a garden is a reproduction of the natural environment. That's why features like ponds and boulders are common in classical Chinese gardens. A rock represents a mountain, and water stands for rivers and waterfalls. You are entering the Malay Garden, the third of the Heritage Gardens. The timber structure coming up on the right is an example